This story has it all. We have love, we have betrayal, we have Shakespeare. This is the beef between Layla Machado Gary, or Ian Gary's wife, and Son Strickland. Yeah, no. We've gotten this crazy, and the only reason I'm making this video now is because Layla Machado has released a video throwing shots at Strickland, and Strickland made a video responding to Layla Machado Gary. And honestly, I can't pass this up. This is going to be probably the cringiest video you have seen in a very long time. I don't even want to spoil it, because I haven't even seen the full video. Because I curl into a little ball from the cringe that she has hit me with. So this is going to be a first time viewing the whole video. For not just you guys, but also for me. And we're going to get through this together, guys. Like, 6,000 subscribers, thank you for that also. And we're going to get each other through this. You know what? No more intro. I think you guys know the backstory and all that. She'll explain it in her own way. Let's get started.
Shall we do this? The top 3 lies you believed about Ian Machado Gary. There are obviously many more. I'd argue over 99% of what you read is a lie.
Okay. Number 1 red flag, this is a gaslight. This is gaslighting. The moment anybody, I don't care who you are, you hit us with the 99 or over 99% of something is a lie, that's never true. Never true. There is always at least, I would argue, like 20% truth to any conspiracy theory or just any rumor, okay? Like, it has to start from something. See, and first off, she's going to go on and say, I'm only going to pick 3 things, and I'm going to try to disprove this in an Instagram post with the comment section disabled so nobody can fact check her in there. Keep that in mind. So that's one thing I just can't slide, okay? I can't take you seriously when there's no comment section. Especially for a video like this, when you're just going to say that these are lies and you aren't going to let public discourse take place. I automatically have to take everything you say with a grain of salt.
But we're going to stick with 3 today, and these are important.
The 3 that you're going to stick with are the only ones that you can meaningfully disprove. And see, so this is a yap session. I'm not even going to lie to you. She does not get to the point for a while.
The crowd at UFC 298 press conference were loud. The boos were undeniable as Ian took to the stage, and a bloke behind me shouted, "Can I fuck your wife?" He had no idea I was there until I turned around and glared at him, to which he just disintegrated into a wet puddle of apologies. This tsunami of aggression...
Okay. Number 1, why are we setting the stage like a Shakespearean play? We took to the stage of the 299 press conference. It's like, okay, let's relax a little bit. This was a bad idea to even sew up. You knew that this was going to end badly, first off. Like, this was a horrible decision on your part as a manager. That's one thing that, like, you're going to take 2 blows for this. Because if you were just the girlfriend or just the wife of Ian Gary, fair. You are the manager. Nobody comes to Ali Abdelaziz's defense when he does something that's undeniably shady behind the scenes. You are a manager, and you are failing your fighter. You are. Showing up to that press conference at all, unless you're going to be on stage, was a terrible idea. Now, I do agree with you. Fans should not be coming up to you and screaming at the family of a UFC fighter. That is disgraceful behavior. I will agree with you there. What were you doing in this situation to begin with?
Towards the undefeated welterweight all exploded when former middleweight title holder and current multiple world bullshit title holder Sean Strickland read a clickbait headline but didn't bother to fact check or read the whole article. Unsurprising, gullible behavior, but why would we expect it?
Could you be any more condescending? Like, understand that part of the problem is you. It is. Like, there is a portion of responsibility. You will never get an apology. Understand, let's just assume everything is a lie. It isn't, because Ian Gary is actually contradicting you on some of the stuff that you're saying. And people have actually stitched this video to the stuff that Ian Gary has said in interviews. And we'll get to that as he goes through the video. This is a longer yap session. But Ian Gary has actually disproven you on a couple interviews, so one of you guys is lying about the situation. But the whole reason that people cared to begin with is Ian Gary openly lied about Neil Magny and made him out to be somebody who beats his children. That is why people came at Ian Gary as much as they did, because it is the classic rules for thee, not for me. Do not be talking shit, do not be turning off your comment section when you have skeletons in your closet. This is a combat sport. Of course, this is not a game to be played like that. And secondly, I would argue it started with Red Pill MMA, then it went to MMA Guru, then it went to Lucas Tracy, and then it went to Strickland, but it was already a pretty permeating thing, because it started, and I will say this, if the news about all the rumors about Ian Gary were postponed by 1 week, nobody would care, because all of this happened the week that there was no fight night. That is the worst time that a rumor can start.
Anything else? Why would we expect anyone to fact check? We're in an age of headline-only, attention-deficit consumers looking really to validate only preconceived ideas online.
So basically, fuck you. You're Gen Z. You're a millennial. You got brain rot, and I know this because I'm 40 years old. That's the gist of what she just told you. You're 40 years old dating a 25-year-old man. It's like, relax. Okay, like, if you're going to be throwing shots at the younger generation, by all means you can. You are my elder. But chill.
Bad journalism, bad people, and lazy consumerism are a perfect recipe for misinformation to explode and an unwarranted amount of hate to land on the shoulders of UFC's brightest prospect. So let's begin with lie number 1.
All of that to get to number 1. That was the preamble. This is an Instagram reel. Relax.
Ian took his wife's ex-husband's surname. I can't believe anyone would accept this to be true, but the MMA community picked it up and ran a full marathon with it. In fact, some people are still running with it now, gripping on with sweaty, trembling fingers in order to justify blatant trolling. It's not true. It never was true. Machado is my maiden name. We added our names together when we got married. It's not that big a deal. Now that you know that it was a lie, you can kick yourself for believing it.
Yes. I will give her this one. That one was a lie.
Preferably in the face. Lie number 2. His wife's ex lives with them.
That's a lie. This one Ian Gary actually confirmed. A full week. No, it was about 2 weeks after this blew up. They were pulling up interviews of what Ian Gary said about his nutritionist, who is her ex-wife. Not ex-wife, ex-husband. Something like that. So this one, I'm sorry. This one, you're playing with definitions here. It is a weird relationship. It is.
There's a pattern here. A lot of the lies are about his wife. I'm so glad she's finally clearing it up. No, he doesn't. He never has done. I find that a bit weird. I wouldn't...
So Ian Gary's a liar.
No. This lie was born out of the mouth of an MMA YouTuber desperate for clicks. When you make a channel entirely dedicated to your opinion on others, you have to somewhat admit that your own talent isn't enough. You haven't got enough to entertain. You have to talk about other people in order to stay relevant.
Guilty.
You're riding off the coattails of other people's hard work.
This is Red Pill MMA. A lot of people confused it with MMA Guru because Ian Gary called some dude a fat bloke with a beard. And this was before we found out that MMA Guru is built with, like, the Jolly Green Giant, but ginger. So yeah, no, this was Red Pill MMA. And I would argue Red Pill MMA isn't doing terribly, especially after this drama blew up. So, I mean, like, listen, we're struggling.
This isn't fighting commentary. This is just self-indulgent numerical masturbation. When researching all the bullshit it online, it was very clear to me why people are making so much of this content. You see, the numbers spike sharply anytime anyone's talking about Ian and his family.
Because you were the only thing that was happening for an entire week in MMA. Not to mention, you tried to hit Strickland with a defamation case. Now, here's the thing. Dog, that is a legit... That's a bitch charge to hit somebody with. To hit YouTubers, yes, no, I'm sorry, that's not a good charge to hit somebody with. Because it's a bully charge. That's what it is. The reason that some people that have a lot of money can just throw defamation cases out there is it takes a lot of resources to fight a defamation case that a lot of people just don't have. Strickland can. Strickland makes more money than Ian Gary. He can fight a defamation case. Good luck setting him up. And we're going to get to what we're going to get to what Strickland said, because Strickland went a little overboard on this one.
So much so that Kevin Holland's page looked like a full shrine to Ian Gary for a complete 3 weeks, as he just kept regurgitating this Ian Gary content.
You are in a combat sport where grown men break each other's faces for a paycheck. We're not going to be cordial. Y'all trolled Colby Covington for failing his life goal. Yes, no, we're going to troll Ian Gary. You trolled Neil Magny. Okay, and that's the worst part about it. 100% Ian Gary is running his lines past Layla Machado. Or Machado, or whatever she wants to be called now. 100% Ian Gary's running his lines past her. Then if that's true, you regurgitated lies about Neil Magny and admitted to it. That is straight up defamation. And he can make a real case for that. But guess what? Neil Magny's a real one. He's not going to hit you with a defamation case. But the moment somebody on your team gets butthurt, all of a sudden we're throwing out defamation cases.
See, if you have no morals, no creativity, and you need to hit the numbers online, then the numbers are often worse.
You made Jeff Neal into a t-shirt and laughed about it. Should I go on? You want to talk about using a man's name for clicks, creating drama where there is no drama? Ian Gary mocked Vicente Luque's religion when he got baptized. Made fun of Jeff Neal for going to prison. Caused quite the bit family drama for dude, for real. It pretty much the only reason that he didn't try to troll Jeff Neal in the fight that eventually did happen is he realized that the fan base was so against him, and it still is, and it's even more so now, that there's just no point in playing the heel if no matter what, people aren't going to like you. But when Ian Gary is in the moral high ground, he's going to use that to take pot shots at the person below him because I'm undefeated, I'm more popular, and I'm going to dig up all the dirt on you, but don't you dare talk about anything that's going on in my life. That's what I dislike.
That's the lie. Lie number 3. Ian is a cuck. Step back up, Sean Strickland, a man who's unlikely to...
Actually, let's listen to this one. This one he drew...
The au fait with the Shakespearean English he unwittingly used when calling Ian a cuck.
Ooh.
First penned in the story of Othello, the word cuckold refers to the fear of a man who's been betrayed by his wife. Sean Strickland has been talking an awful lot about Ian Gary's wife. I've been called a sexual predator, a paedophile, an abuser, all by the man who alleges he suffered that exact abuse.
Ooh. I didn't hear that part of the video. I've heard clips of it. Yeah, saying Strickland is an alleged victim of child abuse. Bro, change your fucking address. That's bad. That's rough. Yeah, no. Strickland's gonna go in on this chick. I haven't seen that video. But, did you really just have to go back to Shakespeare to explain cuckoldry? Really? It's 2024. Everybody has Urban Dictionary. We know what that means, dude. I would argue more boomers don't know what it means than our generation, Millennial and Gen Z. We know what a cuck is. Okay? And it doesn't help that Ian Gary has painted this as a pretty weird situation, but we wouldn't care if you haven't made him one of the most unlikable fighters in the organization. And two, the reason that we called you I'm not going to say it, the reason that we've pointed out how this is weird is you are 40 years old, dating, isn't Ian Gary like 25, 26? I'm sorry, that's weird. It is. Like, it is, bro. Dog, it's weird when Fresh and Fit do it. It's weird when the one that shall not be named does it. It's weird when dudes do it. Like, we get on DiCaprio for doing the exact same thing. I do think it's a really weird thing when somebody that can be your mother, like it's weird. It is. But, like, again, I wouldn't care if you weren't getting on other fighters' business and has decided this is the game that we're going to play. We've seen enough of this. He goes on. Actually, you know what? I'll do her the honor of finishing this.
As a child growing up. In the Shakespearean classic, Iago tells Othello about Desmonda's adultery and he blindly believes the rumours. It's serendipity and not merely coincidental that Iago was lying. There was no truth to the story at all. Othello, like the crowd...
We don't care. Legitimately. Raise your hand if you wanted to know some Shakespearean classics. Nobody did. Okay, and first off, nobody cares about the origin of a term and the inner workings of a Shakespearean play in a combat sport. No wonder you turned off the comment section. Dude, I can think of the roast that we're going to be spinning up here.
At UFC 298 was cruelly misled by Iago's jealousy and insecurities. Othello was never the cuckold he was called. His wife was never an adulteress. And notably, when the lies were exposed, Iago was taken away to be tortured and killed.
You notice how in the last little bit, Lagos was replaced with the word Zon in the captions? Yeah, you're about to get smoked verbally on Twitter by Strickland, and it is going to be glorious. We're going to enjoy that video. What are my last little things saying here? You could have cut down this video's runtime, and it would actually make you seem a little bit more likable if you just, didn't quote Shakespeare. And listen, it's not the fact that you're the manager of your fighter and the wife of your fighter. Like, Mike Perry had the same thing. His girlfriend was in his corner and was his manager. And we think Mike Perry and his girlfriend are really cool people. Because they are cool people. They're likable people. That is how you handle this type of relationship. And I think that's what they were trying to do. Be that power couple like Mike Perry was. But I'm sorry, it's just not working. And we've seen the embeddeds. I'm sorry. The embeddeds also don't do the best of jobs painting you in the greatest of lights, okay? Like, watch the embeddeds when Ian Gary's on it. It's something else. I think, last little thought on the video, being more likable, I guess, and don't quote Shakespeare. The only thing that'll give you is the surname one. Everything else is points of conjecture, and of course you're not going to admit the last little bit. Yeah, no, so I can only really give you one. And don't be talking about other MMA YouTubers using other people for clicks when you use Jeff Neal going to prison for Mertz. Like, relax, okay? And yeah, no, your relationship is weird. You're 40 years old and your husband's 25, 26. Like, I'm sorry, that is a weird thing. Don't be drawing attention to it. And listen, you have 148,000 followers. You are a public figure. You crave attention. I'm sorry. You can't... if you have over 100,000 followers on anything, I would argue that you lose that privacy to a certain extent, especially if you're posting your life. You still wrote how to be a wag. You didn't have to talk about that because you realize that's a pretty hard point to defend, even when the comment sections are turned off. I'm going to keep harping on that because it does invalidate everything you said when we can't talk about it. And now we're on to Strickland. Let's make this full screen. Let's have a good time, guys.
All right, succubus.
We're straight into it.
give you what you want, attention. I don't want to call you by your name because if we know anything about demons, the moment you start using their name, it gives them power, and that's all you want, right? Power and attention. When you post a picture, this is why you talk about me. When you post a picture and you get those fucking fake plastic titties and that.
So far, Strickland's actually making some good points. We're about 30% through the video. 22 seconds into a 1 minute. And this is how you do it. You make it short and sweet, straight to the point. Make it slightly taggy. You don't quote fucking Shakespeare. This is how you do a response video. Take notes.
Tiny little dress. And you realize, man, I'm an old lady. No one wants to see me half naked in a dress. You think to myself, how can I get the attention that I want? How can I get what I want? You talk about me. You bring my fucking name up. You've never done anything. You've never accomplished anything.
That is kind of a fair point. I would argue bringing up you, if she is going to have to... Her two choices at this point are either stay quiet, which I would argue would actually be the most effective. Like, I'm not even making a joke here. I actually think staying as quiet as possible for the next year would actually do her lots of favors, and she can still maintain a large amount of power. And two would be to go after you. And she chose to go after you. I think that's a Hail Mary pass because you are not going to out shit talk Sean Strickland, especially on Twitter. Brings up... And here's another thing. Even Michael Bisping's wife said this about Layla. Look up Michael Bisping's wife, Layla Machado Gary. Even she called her out for being an attention whore. Even she did it. Like, Michael Bisping was trying to play it safe with Ian Gary when this drama was becoming viral. And it's like, well, we don't know. We don't know if she wants us to talk about her. It was Michael Bisping's wife that made a guest appearance and was like, no, of course she wants us to talk about her. That's what her whole point is. Why do you think she's making her videos? And she brought up the 100,000 followers on Instagram. Thank you. So it's not just Strickland. Most people are seeing through this Sam. And it bothers me. Layla, all you had to do was be quiet. And we would have forgot. You are right about one thing. The attention spans of people on the internet are worse than it's ever been. Then don't remind us every week why we dislike you. We would forget. But you're not letting us.
The only thing you've ever done is seduce famous men. And let me tell you why you're such a despicable person. Everybody has gone and went and forgot about this. We've accepted we've accepted you, discussed.
Did Strickland just make a good point? Yeah, no, Strickland made a good point. Yeah, no, that's actually what I was saying. We forgot. We stopped caring. We have other things to worry about. There are things that are bigger than you in your relationship with Ian Garrett. We don't ultimately care if Ian Garrett, let's say the worst of the rumors are true, and Ian Garrett said, yeah, I'm into that stuff. We'd make fun of him for a little bit. I'm sorry, you're in a combat sport. You gotta be okay with being bullied a little bit. You're also making more than 90% of the world. So relax a little bit. You're in the top 10% of global earners. That's not even a fake figure. You could actually make the argument you're in the top 5%. So, yeah. Except the bad part about it is, yeah, no, you're going to get made fun of every once in a while. My comment section bullies me on a daily basis. I have never deleted a comment. It's part of the game. If I'm going to talk shit, my comment section's going to talk shit. It's a forum. Use it. And yeah, no, this is an attention game. It really is.
It may seem, and you bring this back up and tarnish your husband's name just because that little insecure succubus demon inside you wants attention. Whatever succubus cave you came from, just fucking go back to it.
And that is what Strickland said. Yeah, no, keep it short, keep it taggy. It's Strickland. It's going to be funny. I'm still surprised he make a good point. Like, granted, did he go a little bit hard calling her a succubus? I'll leave that to you in the comment section down below. You can have your own little discussion there. But, he did make a good... Damn, it was a good point. You didn't have to bring it up. Nobody was asking for your input. Nobody cared. Like, understand. I do believe this, and I understand people have gone on in my comment section on here and on like my TikTok and have said, well, if he turns on the comment section, he's just going to be bullied. That'd be a dumb approach. No, it wouldn't. Okay? It wouldn't. You want to know why? Because turning off the comment section creates its own demand of people wanting the comment section turned on. Now, make no mistake, his comment sections have been turned off for long enough that the moment he turns it on, all of the hate is going to come in there like the flood. And it is going to be... It's going to be hate of an unknown proportion, especially on Instagram, because they don't regulate shit. And that's partly due to you. The fact is if you kept your comment section on from the beginning of this drama all the way up till now, and your manager, Ian, didn't say anything, and it was just Colby Covington bringing it up every once in a while, the hate would subside because people tire themselves out with the drama. But the fact that you've kind of you keep people with this bottled up, like, this drama inside of them that they want to shoot at you, has created its own demand. Why do you think people are getting clicks on videos talking about you? Because you have stopped the discussion. People are going to have these discussions wherever they please. They're going to do it on YouTube videos like the MMA guru, Lucas Tracy. They're going to have these discussions. At least in the comment sections, you can regulate it. So by turning off your comment sections, you have poured gasoline on a wildfire. It's honestly just such a dumb move. And 100%, I agree, turn off comment section when it comes to your family pictures, yes. If you turn off comment sections and you still talk shit about other fighters, you lose my sympathy. I think my final takeaways from this is, yeah, Layla, if you just didn't make the video, we wouldn't care. You're going to talk about, oh, Strickland made a video, and now all the hate towards Ian Gary is going to go out of the way. It's like, you made the video first. And listen, Strickland has issues. He does. Do you know what you don't do? Call Strickland an alleged victim of abuse. That's how you get shit coming personal. In my mind, this is actually way better than I thought it was going to be. And he actually let you off kind of easy. But fans aren't. So honestly, if I'm going to give you any advice at this point, go dark. Like, don't make another Instagram post talking about this. Pretend like this drama never happened. I'm not saying go fully ghost the internet, although that would help, but you have to promote his career somehow. And just let Ian Career knock out some fools, and maybe next year, okay? We can start forgetting that this ever happened. Just don't make another video, because it's only going to get worse, especially if you start calling out Kevin Holland and Strickland, who are the best trolls on the scene, and Colby Covington. You are making this easy for them. So yes, that is my advice for Ian Gary and his whole team. Be quiet and let this subside. And I think that's going to be it for the video. Boy, that was painful. Tell me what you think about this whole drama with Layla Machado Gary and Ian Gary and all that. What do you think about her little Shakespearean play? And what do you think about the succubus rant from Sean Strickland? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you all next time.